So that's the state of the water after it looks like that after maybe a week. And that is, I'm not sure on the volume, we have worked it out before, I can't remember, but it literally takes like 7 or 8 hours with the hose to fill, so it's not an insignificant amount of water. And now we have so many ladies, there's 8 of them plus Gary the Drake as well. They really do make quite a lot of mess in there, so yeah, definitely needed to get the filter system back up and running. And on that note, this is phase 1 of the revised version, so yeah, it's a bit more organised this time. I learnt a lesson from stuff rotting down on the ground before, so we've got like a concretey bald pad thing with the blocks to take the weight, and yeah, put a bit more time and effort into making sure it was all level and everything this time as well, because as you can see at the top, the water levels do make a big difference to the flow rates of each side. So even with these being fairly well leveled, you can see the flow rate difference between the two here. This one has actually got too much flow anyway, to be honest. Well, I think so. If we have a look in here, you can see there's still some fairly large bits that are kind of floating and moving around, so I'm just gonna give it some time and see how it goes. But I may need to purchase some additional taps to go on the plumbing at the back here, so that I can put a tap on each pipe to help adjust the flow rate to each side. I also need to put some T-pieces in the top with additional vertical breathers, so that if the pump fails, it doesn't draw all the water out of the whole system. I think the flow rate on this one is a bit better. So yeah, I think that might be where we're more trying to target ending up with flow rate wise. But we'll just have to see. So I'm running it without any filters in there to start with, just to check how we're getting on. I'm not the biggest fan of this, but I couldn't get any of the uniseals that I've used on the rest of the barrels, like on the other joints and stuff. So I don't know if you can see, yeah, down the bottom there, and there's another one in the side on that one. So I need to try and get some larger uniseals, and then I can try and do this properly. But for the time being, that'll work, just for me to gauge how it's doing. You can see the pump pumps it out, comes up through the like flexi pipe to the T-piece. This one's off to a drain, so that I can completely drain it if I want to, and then this one goes up through to the system. Again, I haven't wanted to cut any pipe or anything, so I'm just testing it out at the moment. The plan will be, it goes through these filtrations, including wire mesh in this box, as well as filter foams, which are more readily easy to clean. And then in this area here where I'm currently running the long pipe will be a biofilter. I'm hoping quite a large biofilter, so I've measured it up with some railway sleepers that we've got from another project that's died. So I'm hoping it can be 3 meters long and about 1/2 meter wide. And then the water will pump in down to the bottom of the biofilter, work its way up through the layers of rock, then I guess you call it stone, and then finer gravel before coming out, and then again working its way back down to the pond. So we'll have to see. But to start with, yeah, I just want to check that the principle of this bit works without too much of a drama, and that the barrels are at least filtering something. I'm pretty sure they will, but yeah, I'm going to check those vortexes are working and all the rest of it. I also learnt before that if you just have the water flowing in one spot, it just takes one course down back to the filter. So I've put, again, it's just stuff from old projects that I've kind of bodged together in the past, just for now, but to try and disperse the flow a little bit as it goes into the pond. So hopefully that will help work. I mean, you can see how much sediment they make from their food. But all of that stuff is crazy, so hopefully it's going to help just gradually over time feed it all back down into the filter, and then it will do the job. I will probably extend another run that kind of enters here, because there's another like plateau shelf on this corner, so it will help to clear that area and again feed it back down into the back corner over there, which is where the filter is. But yeah, as I say, let's just see how it goes to start with, and then if that works we can tidy up this system a bit and then get cracking on the bio bed. But the ducks do seem to be happy. It's very exciting. Today's the second day that the new ones have laid any eggs. So I've got 1 egg this morning and 2 eggs yesterday. So yeah, they're obviously living the dream. It's a bit mucky because yeah, this is where the old setup was, and you can see I've had to pull out rotten pallets and bricks and all sorts, so it's just an absolute mud fest at the minute. But yeah, we've got a lot of rain coming, but hopefully in time it'll tidy up. They've demolished all of the nettles and everything that was there. They've just decided they wanted to do a big forage, so I'm going to try and get some more wood chip and stuff in here as well, I think, so that it's not quite as mucky. But yeah, so it's been running for about a day now, just over. Seems to be okay. There's a few little leaks and stuff from where these seals are leaking and that kind of thing, but I've managed to find some of the uniseals, which is good. They're like gold dust because the company in the UK has stopped making them, so stopped supplying them. So yeah, please, but they should be here in the next day or so I can get that sorted. Seems like it's working okay, as I say. The water's, I mean, it's moving, it's frothy, which means there's oxygen in there. So I think I'm gonna have a little drain of the barrels and just see if we do get any sediment out of them. Yeah, because that's been the problem before. I've had the barrels, like these vortex barrels, working the way they should do. With the rotational funnels in there about a third of the way up, and then the drain at the bottom, and the water extractor, I don't know, drain, whatever you call it, in the middle, right at the top, and all the rest of it. But they just didn't seem to be gathering any sediment previously. So yeah, let's have a look and see if they've done anything this time. So this is going to be barrel 1, which is the nearest barrel to me, this one, and it's the one that's got the much higher flow rate. Although they do seem like they've evened up, actually. Sorry, I'm just talking tosh here. Oh no, yeah, it's much higher. That's got the much higher flow rate, as you can see. And I do wonder, this doesn't look too bad. It looks okay, but I do wonder if that's a little bit too fast for the sediment to settle and it's still finding its way all the way up to the top. Whereas on this one, the flow rate is that much calmer that I have a feeling this one is going to be more successful. But yeah, let's have a look. I've got a bucket, so we won't go crazy. We'll just see what comes out. Ooh. I mean, to be fair, that's some very sedimenty water, isn't it? Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so let's go over and have a look at the second one now. I am going to get these plumbed in so I can just do it all from one tap, but I was just working with the setup that I had from before to start with, just to make life easier and yeah, see how it was all working. So let's have another go here. That kind of makes sense, I would say. Less sediment because less flow. So yeah, I'm going to say that's actually really exciting. Try and get out without falling, because yeah, look at that good stuff. The plants are going to love it. Well, I think that's working. Yay! Focus. Yeah, proper gritty stuff. So that's why most filtrations have a problem, and there's just loads of it. I've been busy jet washing this away and then realised I hadn't got any footage, so I'm doing that now. But yeah, we're going to get it drained, nice fresh water in here again. Gives you an idea on the scale of the pond as well at this point. So there's a duck, and yeah, it's pretty large. I'm trying to remember, I think it's something like 5 meters in each direction. Obviously it's a meter deep at the deepest. Here's that ledge that I mentioned coming across here, and yeah, so we're gonna get it all jet washed out. These are what I'd had to put in before to get the water that was flowing out to kind of trickle its way down and try and agitate the grit and the dirt down back towards the pump. But now I've got the old flow spreading bar in place. Obviously the bodged one at the minute, but now that's there, I'm gonna remove all of these because it should just do it naturally, and now they're actually just creating an obstruction at this point. So yeah, we'll get her all cleaned up, get her topped up, and then we can get everything turned back on again, also with the actual foams in the like box filter situation in this section. So far I've just been flushing it through. I mean, you can even see there, actually, even after the swell filters, there's still a reasonable amount of sediment that's getting caught in there, which is quite interesting. But yeah, we'll get the foams in there, and the wire mesh across the top, and then run that again for maybe the next few days to a week. It depends on the weather. It's been so wet and disgusting here, as you can tell by the state of everything, because the ducks are living their best life, beaking around in all of that good soggy soil and all the rest of it. But yeah, hopefully this all works as we need it to. Assuming it does, I will then go to the next stage, which will be in this space here, putting in that biofilter, which will hopefully be about 3 meters by half a meter, and then the combination of all of it should be ultimate beast mode. Duck water clean, yeah, good stuff. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So it's been a while since last update. As you can see, winter is doing winter things. It's shocking. This whole area was absolutely sopping. Like, this is nothing. It hasn't rained for like a day now, so it's gradually dropping away. But I put like extra soil down and everything, because yeah, as you like on the lower bit there, it's just been so wet, it's disgusting. But anyway, I think it's broadly good news. So the filtration system does seem to be working. Annoyingly, even the aqua seals, because of the shape of these canisters, they're not the greatest, so I'm going to have to try and put some extra like silicone and stuff in there to try and bind them up. But they are sort of working. It's just not the cleanest solution, but all the others I've fitted, you know, they're all spot on, so that's good. I've turned this off for a bit because I'm doing like some of the last tweaks now, so if we get that out of the way, it's just to catch some of the bigger stuff. And then you can see through the filter sponges, yeah, they are definitely catching stuff, which is good. I will say that, so this is the water drained. It's probably been, I'm being really rubbish here, it's not the most scientific update, but I would say I think it's been 5, maybe 6 weeks since I've cleaned and filled the pond and started to run things. So yeah, you can see like the water, so you can see, can you see? Oh, she's struggling, bless her. Go on, you can do it. You can do it. Shall I, if I go this way? Yeah, that's it. There you go. Sorry, didn't mean to stress you out. Yeah, so hopefully you can see the water is, if I maybe try and go to the pipe, kicking it all up. The actual water itself is fairly clear. Yeah, you get the gist. Like, you can see that cable going into the water there. But yeah, it's not too bad. The heavier sediment is obviously sinking, and it's not finding its way to the pump. But I haven't done any jet washing yet, and you can see like it's mainly like the heavy gritty stuff that's left rather than anything else. So I'm not like dissatisfied with that as a starting point, which is, yeah, so that's not too bad. So I am going to give it another clean out again now. I've got an air pump system, so I think they were 20mm stones. I've got 4 20mm stones I'm going to put in. I'm hoping that will just energise the water and help, well, 1, with oxygen levels, 2, draw it towards the pump. That would be good. And then at the top, I'm going to just come back to the filters. I'm going to put some breathers in up here now. I wanted to do it before, but it's just a right flat, but now I'm draining everything. I'll do that so that when I turn the pump off, it doesn't siphon all the water out the barrels. At the minute, I've locked it in place with the valves there, and I think it's, well, not I think, it's actually this one that's currently holding it in the system at this part. But with the breathers, the water level will just drop down to here and then start drawing air, so it won't drain the whole barrel every time. Yeah, so then we can get that up and running. As I say, I think between the sponges, the swirl filter, and now the air stones, I think that's gonna do a pretty good job of making it run much longer. And then the next job will be to build the bio bed in this space as well. And yeah, it's going to come in, this pipe will ultimately feed up through the bio bed and then out and into the pond. But I'm working on that. If I just quickly show you, I know our garden is a disgrace, so I'm working on it. But we had a wall, it used to have a meadow type situation going on. The wall collapsed, so I've moved all the railway sleepers. They're up behind the greenhouse, you can just see them there. So I have many railway sleepers, and I also have lots of earth that I need to move. So I'm kind of leveling this kind of L-shaped area, was all dug out and maybe 10 inches below the surface. So I've kind of trying to make it flatter. This here is all lumpy bumpy, so I'm going to smooth all this and just generally shift the earth across the garden to make it flatter. And then the railway sleeper is going to be used in there to help build up these beds, get some rock ordered, plant some plants. Hey presto, hopefully we've got a biofilter as well. But yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. Probably some of that earth is going to find its way in here as well, just to try and raise the levels a bit, because the ducks just keep beaking it all down. But I mean, they're living the dream. Dolly, the furthest white one up the back there, she really hurt her leg, bless her. I think she somehow got it caught in the fence, but she's really struggling to walk on it. I don't really know what to do about that, but you never know. By the end of this video, I'm sure some more time will have passed and hopefully she'll be moving around much better. But at the minute, it makes me sad to see. But yeah, anyway, so I'll stop waffling. I'm going to get back to it and I'll come back in a moment with, yeah, hopefully somewhat cleaned out, freshened up filters and on the go again. So the pond has been cleaned, well, jet washed out. You can see, yeah, you can actually see the stuff down below the water's surface now. You'll also see that I've got some aeration stones in here blowing away, so the pump is kind of there-ish and it's kind of broadly flat where these are. So there's the shelf that comes around the corner here, you can see it's fairly flat, then it's steep sides down. This one and this one are sitting on the edge of the steep slopes, and then yeah, it's kind of broadly flat along here in this section. So I'm hoping that the air coming up is going to agitate all of the bigger bits that the pump isn't drawing towards itself. And then a combination of that stuff getting moved in through the filtration system plus the extra air down in the depths will give it the last little kick that's needed to work without the biofilters. Yeah, I mean, I don't quite know how it's this murky, to be honest, because like this water's been in here a day. I'm just, yeah, like you can just about see that's the main pump going back up to the filters. But I'm surprised how murky it is, because I really did jet wash it out properly. But yes, it must just be residual stuff from the system as it kind of filled back in. But yeah, anyway, it's you know, plenty clean enough, so that's good. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm just going to tidy up the nest of airlines here. Electrical safety people, don't comment, I know it's sketchy, but you know, there's a bucket over it that protects it for the rain, so that's all good. Yeah, and then we'll see how we're getting on with it. Ducks are all living the dream. Dolly with her limpy leg is still not looking good, but she's getting on with life, and oh yeah, look, you can see there, she's getting on with life and beaking around, so I'm hopeful that it's not going to be too dramatic for her, which will be nice. Anyway, back to the pump stuff. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. It's very much like just a work in progress, and I'm kind of feeling it out as I go. From all of the stuff I've seen online, for whatever reason, my ducks, it's not just this lot, the ones we've had before, they've always been so much more mucky than what everyone else has ever done. Like, if it wasn't for the filters running, this water would be like borderline sewage in 2 days, 3 days, and it's a massive pond. Well, I say massive, you know, it's a lot bigger than you see people with like the fixed ponds, like just the small ones that are, yeah, like you dig a hole, put a plastic pot in basically and fill it with water. So yeah, I don't know if I've just got excessively mucky ducks or what, but anyway, I'm hopeful this is going to be the one that does the job. And then we just need to get a bit of sun so that I actually get some foliage coming back in here, because it is looking barren as anything at the minute. Obviously they're just spending all day digging about for bugs and stuff, so they're just demolishing all the plants, except the stinging nettles. They seem to hang on just about. Yeah, anyway, I'll stop waffling. Let's see how this goes over the next few days. Bit of an update. We have a big box. This is all the old railway sleepers from the wall that fell down previously. So I have barrowed so much earth and mud, and the weather's been shocking, but yeah, this has been levelled, and yeah, he's getting there. This is going to be a big biofilter, and then obviously the feathered ones. The water's looking murky. I've had the filter off for a couple of days while I've been doing this, because the pipe work was running through this section. Obviously it's going to go into the filter, up and then down into the pond now. But yeah, I think it's coming together nicely. The filters were working, they were doing the job really well. It's just I was having to clean these every couple of days, and obviously it's not going to be removing the nutrients and all the rest of it, whereas hopefully this bed will do exactly that. I've had 1.6 cubic meters of 20 and 10 mil prime gravel delivered as well, so I'll be filling the bed with that. It's not going to be quite to the top, but yeah, you know, filling the bed, and then the plan is it will come in, it will be a bottom feed, so it kind of percolate up through, come out this end, and then cascade down and into the pond, and hopefully that is the mother of all systems at that point. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, if I take a quick walk over to the mud mound, you can see, yeah, the big brown patch. So I've barrowed all of this mud. You can kind of get the profile from what's left. It's pretty significant. But yeah, it's been a lot of barrowing, but we're getting there. There's loads of carpet buried in there for some reason. You can see I'm halfway through trying to get this bit out, and that's all the carpet I've removed. Oh my gosh, is it hard work. Obviously a spade or even a fork doesn't want to go into it, so yeah, trying to get that up when it's weighed down with soil, and you know, it keeps tearing. Obviously a lot of it's rotting away now, as you can see as well. It's been an absolute mission, but as I say, I think we're getting there. It's also going to open up this space. I think sadly the trees are going to have to go as well, and then we can try and reseed it all. Yeah, and then we're moving in the right direction. Okay, a bit more progress today. So yeah, you can see we've got the, if I stand back a bit, sorry. So the biofilter is coming together. It's 3 meters long, and 97 wide, I think it was in the end. I've done like a staggered overlap on the sleepers on the corners, so there's a bit more strength in there. So that's why it yeah, came up just under 1 meter wide. I've made up a bit of a manifold to distribute the water evenly through the whole bed. I've gone easy on the chilies with a number of holes, just because previous experience would suggest that the holes down this end wouldn't get much in the way of water actually exiting them if I had too many. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a guess, but you know, there's quite a lot of area across all of those holes. They're smaller, I think they're 19 mil, but yeah, that many I think will work okay. I was just going to do it as like a, what would you call that, like an eye or something, so like blanked ends on either side, but I was thinking that might lead to pressure differences, so I've joined it completely, so it's like a loop running around the whole bed. So hopefully that's going to work okay. Yeah, now the plan is I've not done this before. I'm trying to do it on a budget, and I hope you guys don't laugh at me, but I know I need to create some space in the bottom of this for like water just to flow without gravel or anything interfering, so when it comes to draining you can, yeah, like flush the bed out backwards again. So my plan is I'm going to put these plastic boxes, I've drilled holes in them as you can see all the way around, and I'm going to use these as like spacers in here like this. There's one more to go in this spot. Okay, yeah, got the other one in now, so something like that. So obviously filled with gravel. These boxes are here to give the dirty water a place to kind of go back to and more easily flow between them. And then this one down the bottom here I'll use as an access point to get like a, oh, for goodness sake, yeah, so this end one, there'll be obviously a hole cut in there with this bucket effectively in it like such, with a hole in the bottom, obviously filled up with gravel, so you can get right down and put a pump in to draw out bigger volumes of water as and when it comes time for a back flush. So that's my plan. I think I've thought it through. As I say, I've not done this before, so I'm kind of just making it up as I go along, but yeah, I think that's going to work. So I need to, I think I'm going to get the early layers of the gravel in, and then cut the hole in that box once I've seen how it's going down and check it. I think it's going to work properly. Yeah, and then I guess we'll go from there with it. So that's a cubic metre of 20 mil gravel in there now. Seems to be going okay. Got the old access port down there. So yeah, see how we go. On to the 10 mil now. Flipping knackered. So I've got the bed filled, I think anyway, and I had to sort the drainage. I didn't want to cut the hole until I had the bed filled to try and make sure I got it in the right spot. I'm going for about 50 mil below the surface of the gravel. Oh my gosh, what a flat this is. So this is a hole for a 4-inch pipe. I'm hoping there's enough clearance. I can just have the pond liner come out with a pipe to help guide it and it won't be too leaky. But yeah, as you can see, I hit the mother of all knots when I was going through this. I mean, they're only supposed to be pine sleepers, but flipping heck, I've gone through like 3 or 4 cordless drill batteries and it's taken me like half an hour. I didn't think we were going to make it at one point, but we got there. Lots of chiseling and hacking and all the rest of it. So yeah, hopefully that's going to do the job. And then yeah, you can see the bed is filled, looking good. I've got it partially water filled as well, so actually looking pretty clear. I mean, it was supposed to be primary like washed gravel, but I'm surprised. I thought the initial kind of flush would be quite dirty. The pond is looking disgusting now because I've had everything off for the last few days while I've been trying to get all this sorted. But hopefully we're going to be able to drop the water out of here, give it a last clean, and then get it all back up and running properly. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Although I am running out of time because we're going away for a few days and I've got literally an hour or so left today and then a few hours tomorrow morning. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it done by the time we go, but certainly trying. So we've got it up and running. I have made a mistake with the flow hole height. As you can see, we are running dangerously close to the edge. So I'd cut the hole for the drain, but I've just made it too high basically. So I'm going to have to drop it. But I mean, there's still decent flow going on, so that's good. Yeah, and then we're just filling her back up, so we'll see how that goes. Proper torrents occurring as well, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so it's getting, say, dangerously close to overfilling, to be honest. So that's not ideal, especially if we can zoom in a bit over here. Eek. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to drop this drain height and possibly make it slightly larger as well, so that the water can escape from the bed more quickly. The surface water here, it's got some sediment in it, but that's just from the gravel. I have tried to like clean it out as best as possible, and then the like drainage hatch inside, you can see that is crystal clear all the way down to the bottom. Like, you can't really tell the depth, which is a bit of a nuisance, but yeah, it's crystal clear all the way down, so that's good. Obviously time will tell as to how it's going, but so far so good. Yeah, I've put in a flange over in that back corner so that I've still got access to the pipe that goes out to the drain, so if I do need to change the water every now and again in the future, I can do. Manifold on the back here, still a couple of little drips, but that's fine for now. It's just to check the system, and I've got it plumbed through this massive UV system as well, so that will hopefully do lots of good stuff. Obviously into both the swell filters doing their thing. This one still has more flow than the other one, but yeah, into the swell filters, and then yeah, off through the bed. You can already see it this side, it's that's much clearer. So yeah, hopefully this is going to do the trick, but as I say, we'll just have to see how it goes really. Okay, so another update. This has been running for 2 weeks now, so since the bed has been filled. Yeah, you can see the water is really not looking too bad at all, and obviously that's with the filter being relatively new as well, so there's no plants in here except for these. Come on to that in a minute. Unfortunately, I think I might have made a bit of a whoopsie, because this pipe as a single drain, it was fine before when it was just running straight from here all the way down to the pond, but now it's going into the bed through that manifold, percolating up and then leaving. It's creating a bit too much back pressure up here, so I've had to restrict the flow rate a bit. I mean, it's a pretty crazy pump anyway, so I think it's 16,000 litres an hour at full chat. I mean, that's the valve down there. So, yeah, I mean, it's probably running at like 5 to 8,000-ish, something like that. I mean, you can see there's still pretty decent flow coming out of these two. But it is backing up this box, which is where the sponge is. And I had purchased meshes to replace those, but where they were located, and I just can't use them with the additional restriction it will cause. It's just going to back it up too much, unfortunately. So we've sacked that out the system, but obviously we've still got the two swirls, and they seem to be swirling very nicely. Yeah, you can see, like, it's really quite clear. Oh, if I go this way, maybe. Yeah, it's pretty clear, and the same on this one. So that's good. I think they're doing their job. And yeah, as I say, the bed itself is looking. Hey girls, they're so cheeky. It's unbelievable. I've had to run around the garden twice because they keep escaping while I'm coming in and out with the plants. Anyway, sorry, distractions. So yeah, the bed seems to be working quite nicely. If we have a look in here as well, obviously the water itself, it's hard because of the reflection. It's still like clear, but it's starting to get a bit of colour to it because of all the nutrients and stuff, I guess. So yeah, that does then bring us on to plants and what we need to do with those. So I'm not a planterist by any stretch. Hopefully no one's going to abuse me, but I did use grok, and it helped me make some choices that were edible for us and for ducks. So we've gone for the cuckoo flower. We've got I think it was 6 of these. Yeah, 6 of the cuckoo flower, and then we got another 3 of that one, the orange peel plant. And then over here we got lots of mints. So we got the standard water mint. Yeah, I think there's 4 of those. There's the water spearmint, and then there's the white water spearmint. Oh, here we go. Catch up, Jonathan. White water spearmint as well. So I believe that they are all edible for ducks, and we can use them in teas and salads and stuff. Plus there's lots of flowers for insects and bees and stuff. Yeah, and similar kind of thought process with these guys as well. So I'm going to try and get them planted up, and hopefully once they get established, they can start sucking the nutrients out of the water as well. But yeah, so far so good. It does seem to be working. So, I mean, you can see their feet. This is actually quite a good angle. Yeah, you can still see their feet, and like you can see where there's the stones on the way down as well. So yeah, I think it's working. Oh, it's also worth noting, so because this was backing up a little bit, I added this additional pipe here as like an overflow. So we'd gone away for a few days. It wasn't ideal. Normally I would stay home to check it when I've made a big change like I had, but it's the way the days fell. So came back, the pond was nearly completely empty, and it had been overflowing from here basically, as I mentioned, because of the back pressure. So I put this overflow in as well to try and catch it before it comes over this lip, and that just runs down a hard pipe along the back of the bog filter here, and then I've just put a flexi that comes on here, and then it feeds out just here. So yeah, I thought I'd feed it over this side a bit, just if it is backing up at the same time, it can help wash some of the sediment off this ledge and back down towards the pump as well, was my thinking. So yeah, I think it's working okay. So if we come over to the actual, I need to tidy all this up, but I just want to check it's all working properly first. Here's the old waterfally situation. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fairly decent flow as well. Yeah, so as I say, all seems to be going well. Dolly over the back there, bless her. So the up here, she's still got a limp. You can see she's hanging that left leg out behind her. I was hoping it was just like a really bad strain, but I don't know. I might have to try and get her down the vets. The problem is where we are, there isn't really anyone that knows a great deal about ducks, and it's expensive, but also when they don't really know anything, I don't know what they're gonna be able to do other than just say, I'll see how it goes. But yeah, so we might have to get a trip in anyway. But yeah, I mean, they are loving the pond. So, and it's been a couple of weeks to look like this. That's really not bad for the water. See if I can zoom in a bit. Yeah. Oh, they're so fun. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. All planted up, more for my benefit later than anything else, but yeah. Yeah, so there we go. Just have to wait and see what happens, I guess. Fingers crossed. So, I think this might be the last update and video complete. We'll see how we go. But we're now at, I think it's about 4 weeks. And if I just move around a bit, because I think the glare was better from here. Yeah, you can see, still very clear. Obviously that's the deepest point at the back there where the pump is. Very, very clear. There's a bit of a tinge, but I guess that's just nutrients in the water still. Yeah, crazy clear. I've got the hose in there just because the natural water level, it kind of sits about, well, you can see about there. And with me doing the odd sediment removal from the swell filters, which we'll go on to in a minute, and just generally this bank, I think because it's such a shallow gradient, you do get the odd bit of leakage that's coming out, maybe like around this edge here or something. So I do find myself topping it up, but maybe only once a week. Like, I was doing a whole water change at that point, and obviously that's nothing to do with the system. It's just the yeah, the pond liner's perhaps a bit old or something like that. But anyway, yeah, as you can say, very, very clear water. I've got short boots on, might be able to get in a bit so you can see better. Yeah, look, how exciting! So I think I'm going to say it's cracked, which is great. Very happy with that. If we come over to the waterfall situation, I've still not cut anything yet because I just want to make definitely sure we're all good before I do. But yeah, nearly fell over. Reasonable flow going on, as you can see, kind of getting there, which is nice. I did have, let me just show you quickly. Sorry, I'm running around here. I did have this bit of filter sponge in, kind of like that, but sunk down into the gravel as like one last catcher before it went out. It was more to stop the stones finding their way out and over the edge, but it got blocked up. I say blocked up, it's not even really dirt. Let me see if I can show you. It's kind of, yeah, maybe it is dirt, but it took like 3 or 4 weeks, and obviously that's a really small bit of sponge, but the water level was raising, and I think it was because of this, so I've just decided to take it out, basically. I don't need to touch it now, and no stones seem to really be escaping, so all is good in the world there, I guess. The plants are doing a grow, some more than others, but like, yeah, that is the water mint. That one's looking nice, and the cuckoo flowers have come up and flowering already as well, which is pretty cool. Very happy. But yeah, I guess they're all still getting established at the minute. Yeah, this other cuckoo flower is looking really pretty. Yeah, so we've not had that much sun. If I kind of show you over, it's kind of been pretty overcast, not that warm, but not freezing cold either. But yeah, so I think it's just steady growth rather than anything else. The water level is up now, so you can see it's over the top. What is that? Maybe just kind of trying to, maybe like 10 to 20 mil depending on where you're at, which wasn't deliberate. I was aiming for about 20 mil below the surface, but I guess it's just because the like the bed's starting to fill up with dirt and all the rest of it, that the water table's rising. I have got a little bit more gravel, so probably in time I'll top this last bit up. But yeah, I mean, it is working, it's doing what it needs to, which is good. Very happy. And then if I have a look in here, oh gosh, yeah, see, so seems to be going okay, doing its thing, which is nice. Try and get that back down. Yeah, and then this is all much for muchness as it was before. I have noticed the depth of this seems to change quite considerably. I don't know if it's the pump increasing and decreasing, how much it's moving randomly based on whether it's blocked up for a bit or not. I'm not sure, but sometimes it's right up using the overfill pipe and gone. Other times it's kind of, well, most often it sits where it is now, and sometimes it's like right down the bottom here. Pretty crazy. So I don't really understand why, but kind of just sorts itself out and balances in time. The swirl filters are still swirling, pretty clear as you can see. Yeah, they're looking nice as well. This one's got the slower flow rate, but still the same, much the same. Yeah, so all in all, as I say, I think we're saying filter system complete. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I have never made a video this long. I've never done this before properly, like this, and I'll be gobsmacked if any of you have watched it this far. But if you have, cool, well done. Hopefully there's something in there that's helpful for you guys. Yeah, thanks.